And so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world. We are the children. We are the
Good evening, Ugandans in North America. You are watching Erifama Wengola Special Edition, and I am your guest host, Agatha Lois Kochalia. Today in the studio, we have Ziadah Nanteza, who is running for the UNAA Youth Female Representative. Ziadah Nanteza is a digital media anti-violence advocate, and she is a soldier in the U.S. Army. Salute, Ziadah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I nailed it. I nailed it. So I am honored to have you in the studio today.
Thank you. Thank you, Ali.
So who is Ziadah Nanteza?
So Ziadah Nanteza is just a simple girl, like as you earlier said, like you gave a little introduction about my breed. So I'm a digital media and violent advocate. I'm a soldier in the United States Army. I'm a recreation event coordinator. So I play volleyball for just fun. I do it as a fun thing. And right now I'm doing my bachelor's degree. It's a 3-year degree, but it's considered to be a bachelor's degree in radiology science.
Yeah.
And minoring in cybersecurity. That's something I just found interesting. And I'm a cool girl, easy girl, outgoing. I love my people. I'm a God-fearing. Born and raised from Kalungu. And
you got a lot going on there in building your career. Keep
right.
going. Yeah. So
I-
why did you decide to run for the youth representative, the youth female representative?
I decided to run for the youth female representative because the first thing, I have leadership skills. I've been on UGO Ohio. UGO Ohio is the Ugandan Association Community in Columbus, Ohio, or Ohio, Ugandans in Ohio. And I have leadership skills from the military because one thing they train you in the military is having leadership skills. I've led a few things in my past whereby I was like the head of the Wildlife Association while I was in my high school. And besides having leadership skills to run for a female youth representative, my biggest reason to run for this is that when I just came to the United States, I had my challenges as a girl, as a young girl growing up, and I needed help. I don't say people who were around me that they didn't help, they helped, but I needed more information than what they had. And without information, I struggled with a lot of things. So having found out a lot of things, and I knew that I could use these things to help other girls, other youth, not only like the female, like I've helped a lot of guys who are around my age. So I decided that this could be of use to other people if I stand as a representative.
Okay. I'm sorry about all the challenges you had to go through as a young girl.
Wow, that was just a life journey.
Yes, it's a lot to we go through while growing up. Speaking of challenges, what do you think are the most biggest challenges that the youth in North America, the Ugandan youth in North America face today?
So the biggest challenges that I think, compared to the people I talk to, like the people I've talked to, the biggest challenge has been information and mentor. So we've had challenges to know how to get information, how to navigate through things, how to go through things, because like you really feel lost when you don't have information, when you don't have anybody to contact, when you don't know what you're supposed to do and you don't have anybody to talk to. These are the things which are causing mental issues amongst the youth.
Okay. And if you're elected, what would you do to resolve those issues?
So if I'm elected and I get into leadership about this, my number one thing is to build, I call it a informational block, whereby I'm going to coordinate with people and send in like inquiries about like people who have information depending on certain sectors or departments like education, housing, job careers, how to start businesses, and how like just to live their lives, and see how we can work with those people to help the youth. So within my informational blog, I just want to have all that information to see how we can help people. And I also want to use my life experience to help other people.
And how do you plan to create that blog? Is it going to be like an online
So
blog
yeah,
or?
it's going to be like, because right now we are so much into online things. We want to start with online, and we want to give a chance to the youth and see what we can do from there. You know, they can choose to be like, okay, maybe we can come together around this time and do something like this. But I'm not going to just make decisions about like, oh, I'm throwing information block in such and such an area. That's where you're going to find the information. United States is a big state. Like if I put that information block in Ohio and I don't put it online, it'll be so hard for people to from other states or from Canada to access that information. So my biggest part will be like online.
So it will be more of just an information blog to guide the
Yeah,
youth.
so like I I'm going to look like for general information, like where you say housing, school, career, and we post those things in that informational blog. And then we get people from different sectors like doctors, pilots, nurses, teachers, and people, soldiers. We have a lot of soldiers in our community, so who can guide people. You don't. And the other thing, we have people who have built their careers without even going to school. You don't have to go to school to build your career. It can be. It's all about looking for a company that is going to grow you. And we have people who have built their careers through the military. We have people who have education from Uganda. They graduated from Makerere. They graduated from other big universities, good education. But when you come here, a lot of people will tell you that, oh, your education from Uganda is not going to help you. But I've helped three people. I've helped Katende Muhammad. He's down in Kentucky. He can witness that. He can say that he came here. He evaluated his document. He's working with a big company right now. But a lot of people, I see people in my community, they have bachelor's degree, they are smart people, but because they don't know how to do things or where to go to do things, so it's a big challenge to them, and they end up in warehouses.
Okay. In your campaign message, you said that you want to encourage girls and women to collaborate and achieve independence by building on their entrepreneurial aspirations. How do you plan on doing that?
So with that, we have a lot of hidden career, like all silenced career, I would say silenced career in our communities that has not been given platform to. We have musicians, we have DJs, we have accountants, we have like people who have knowledge to start up something, and we just need to talk and sit down and talk and find out like what are you good at, how can you help you out, how can you push you out. Like for example, I'll give my case. When I came here, I wanted to start a business, but because I didn't have knowledge, I couldn't start. And I wanted like being around people because I enjoy people. And I asked myself, how can I use this on a business level? So I talked to a couple of people and I'm like, if I host parties on a business level just to be around people and have fun on ourselves, will you be able to attend it? And a lot of people discouraged me about it. They were like, "Oh, you're not going to do this. It's not going to work out in our community." Then I took a risk. And I did my party. The first time I held the Zashlight party, and people turned up. They showed up. They paid. Then the following year, I signed up with my co business administrator, who's called Chilewa Baker. We opened up a business called Roma Sounds. It's still a little business, but slowly by slowly growing. So we do everything right now under that business. And Chilewa is a DJ. So he's been a DJ, but he got the talent, and he doesn't have anybody to uplift him or like to show him where to have a platform. So that's what, like, a lot of girls there have talent, have silence talent that they need somebody to help them uplift.
Okay, so the parties that you plan on holding, they're going to be to inspire the youth to become entrepreneurs,
Right.
entrepreneurs
Have
solutions.
have them inspired and help them look for the information they need to push what they have or what they can do best.
Okay. And if you're elected, what
Mhm.
other advances do you plan to introduce in UNA that will be of benefit to the youth besides the parties and the blog?
And so, one other thing I know, a lot of people in my community or even other communities that want to be part of UNA, and they don't know so much about UNA, because like a lot of people, when you hear about people saying, they'll say, I know UNA about parties. That's the same thing. I also knew UNA about like boat crews and musician coming, until when I got so much involved into like what was going on. So I had to dig and look out for information. So my plan is that I want to talk to these people, to these women, to come and join UNA. And because UNA has a lot of things, they have a lot of like expos that are so much important to people, and people don't know about them. That's what one other thing I want to do.
Okay. And you, that is what you think that will be helpful to the youth for them to
Yes.
get to know more about UNA.
Hmm.
And then now that you have the platform,
Right.
I want you to tell the people that are watching right now why they should vote for you.
uh, I'm urging people there that they should vote for me. The reason is that I'm a girl who stands by my values. Like, I look out for all the good values that support the well-being of humans, and I stand by those. I respect people. I'm a God-fearing person, and the number one thing is that, or the biggest thing is that when I do something, when I when I dedicate my time on something and I say I'm going to work on this, I never give up. However, challenges that I face, I never give up. So, the one thing I promise all my girls once I go through and I get in there, all the young women, I'm going to make sure that I touch everybody's soul. So, I don't want anybody to be left out. I don't want to be in there for 2 years and they'll be like, Zash never did anything for us. I want them to prosper.
Okay.
That's one thing I promised them.
Hey, thank you so much for being here, Zash.
Mhm.
Guys, this is Ziadah Nanteza who has been with us, and you've all heard what she had to say. And on Friday, you heard what Vanessa had to say, and now it is your turn to make a choice of who you think is best fit to be the UNA Youth Female Representative. Thank you so much, Zaida, for being here.
You're
Ziada.
welcome.
Sorry,
You're
I called
welcome.
her
That,
name. I'm
that's
so
okay.
sorry.
That's okay.
Ziada Nanteza. Thank you so much. And I've seen somebody ask how they should vote. You have to be a UNA member to vote, and you also have to be on site. That means you have to have gone for the convention for you to be able to vote.
Right.
Yes, and I wanted to put that there. Thank you all for watching. it has been Ebifamo Bwengula special edition with Ziadah Nanteza, and I have been your guest host, Agatha Lois Kocharia. Thank you so much for tuning in.
I
And
appreciate you for your time.
thank you. And I will see you all on Sunday, 29th of August. That is next week on Sunday, when we have the UNAA Executive Debate 2021. You should all tune in. Have yourself a good night for now. Thank you.
Emyaka gyonna kino kyendi tekivudde ku mukeeka, kivudde mu kutoba nnyo, okusula n'okusiiba, okukola obutaweera, okwewa ekitiibwa, okuwa abantu ekitiibwa, okugumiikiriza, okukola emikwano, obwesigwa n'okutya Katonda.